Hi, how are you? In this video, I'm going to continue to talk about how to create a custom QuickBooks report outside of QuickBooks. This is a web-based QuickBooks report. And actually, this is the final video in a series that we've talked about all the various steps in order to create this custom web-based QuickBooks reports where when you're finally done, all you have to do is export the the file from QuickBooks to a CSV file, then go into your reporting portal and then run the report. And you can run it for various date ranges. You just need to export it one time to refresh your reporting database. So the idea is that if you can't get the QuickBooks report that you need within QuickBooks, then you're going to need to get that into a database outside of QuickBooks. And once you get that in a database, say SQL Server is what we're doing here in this example, then you can use any report engine to then build whatever report you want that is completely impossible to build within QuickBooks itself. You have a few options within QuickBooks to build a report, but we always get tons of people that ask us, and there's tons of needs for different custom reports that you can't get within QuickBooks. So here, as I've shown in a previous video, we basically took a transaction detail report within QuickBooks and memorized it so that it's a flat so that it will export nicely to a flat CSV file. And what that means is we just got rid of any junk information like the column in the front. We only have the columns exactly what we need. We don't group it by anything other than the total only here. So that way it exports nicely, so then we can just import it directly into a database. So now what we would do whenever we needed to refresh our reporting database, and this isn't every time you want to run the report from the web, this is just when you want to refresh the data in your reporting database that's from QuickBooks. So we would just create a new worksheet, and then we would just select to make that a CSV file and save it to the directory that we've set it up. So in this case, we have a specific directory, and I'll just save it as a transactions.csv file. Then the second step would be to actually have the SQL itself that would pull this into the into your reporting database. So this is just a stored procedure that we built, and really the guts of this is a bulk insert where you take the transactions table. The transactions CSV file, and then import it into the to the particular SQL table. So it's going to be like a transactions table within SQL Server, and so you would just run this whenever at the beginning of any report you run, any report you created. So this is just here at the top of the SQL, and then here as we scroll down we can see like the actual SQL itself to get the report data the way we want it, to create our report data set. So there's all kinds of things. I mean, you may run into issues with strings, with data, with different characters that you need to do replacements. And again, this is a one-time deal that once you fix this, it's only a couple steps to run the report or refresh your data on an ongoing basis. And then the next step is to actually create the report itself that's based upon the SQL data. In another video I showed you something really simple that was just the transactions, where just spit the transactions out, this is just replicating the data within QuickBooks itself. But I mean, really where you can do a lot here is you can create whatever report you want. This is a custom sales report, sales by customer, by item, and you can't even come close to doing a report like this within QuickBooks. So, I mean, something like this is, with all these fields, aggregations, totals. I mean, this is just not QuickBooks isn't just set up to do this whatsoever. And so then you would then, after you build this report based upon that that SQL table that's being refreshed every time you run it from the SQL CSV from the QuickBooks CSV file. Now you have a web-based portal that you can send this to anybody. They can come in here and they can run the report anytime they want, and they can generate data from whatever device. Let's see. From wherever, completely web-based, and they can run this report. So, I mean, this could be an aging report. This could be sales. This could be, whatever you want. I mean, any data you have in QuickBooks, you could put into this. And so, you might not need to even run this report, but potentially, you may have people that run this report on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, but you might not need to even refresh the data from QuickBooks, but weekly or monthly. So at that point would be the time that's when you would have to actually export the CSV file from QuickBooks. I mean, no other time would you need to do that.